Commodentores. What's up? It's your old Paisan pal, Ian here, and I just gotta say, oh my god, is that Janice? Janice! No, look like her. Yikes. Anyway, I am at Stress Factory, New Brunswick, Friday, February 25th, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. You gotta come out, okay? If it's your prima volta, seeing the old Paisan doing comedy, you're in for a treat. If you see me before, it's all new material. Either way, be a commendatore. Show up and show out. Bring me some Whitmans, or if you want to be a real passive-fagioli, give me a bag of cash in an envelope. I'll feel how heavy it is and know that you're a friend of mine. Okay, hope to see you there. Thanks. Friday, February 25th, Stress Factory, New Jersey, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. A ticket link in my Instagram, ianfidance.com. Thank you. Bye. Prima volta.
Commendatore, welcome. I have seen The Sopranos so many times. It's my favorite show of all time. The best show that's ever existed. But for Ian Fidance, one of the top comedians in New York City,
salute.
Before now, he had never seen it. And that makes this viewing of The Sopranos Ian's Prima Volta. Welcome back to the Prima Volta. And now, Ian.
Yes.
We're about to cover the 4.4.
Yeah.
The 4th episode of season 4. 1 episode per episode,
yes,
as the new format dictates that we
yes,
started with season 4. Where are you at? Now that you've seen all of season 1,
mm-hmm,
all of season 2,
yes,
all of season 3,
yes,
and 4 episodes of season 4.
Mm-hmm.
When I sit here and tell you it's not, I'm not saying it's my favorite show ever. I'm saying it's the best
yes,
television show
yes,
ever made. It's drop your pen good. That's what they say.
It's drop your pen good, and it's so good that I honestly, man, like, I just want to thank you because, you know, this podcast is great. It's a great creative project. People are digging it. I'm going to watch the show anyway. I might as well talk about it because I have so many wonderful things to say, think, and feel. And you're opening my eyes. I'm going to open yours. Collectively, the Commendatores are seeing things in another way. Shout out Commendatores.
Shout out to the Commendatores.
Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, digging it, coming up at shows. Thank you. Salute. But more so, salute to you, Sammy Big Beards, because you got me on this train, and it's not stopping. Choo choo toot toot all the way to the end of the line.
That's nothing. Yeah.
And as a thank you, as a grazie,
no,
I wanted to give you some Whitmans.
For me?
For you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm embarrassed. I had no idea.
No, please don't be embarrassed by this thing of ours.
Let me tell you something.
It only grows.
Let me tell you something right now. I try to be polite.
Yeah.
But you know what's never polite?
What?
Refusing a box of Whitmans.
No, you never refuse.
Take a box. Oh, orange cream.
Orange cream.
Hey,
you know you can't go wrong with an orange cream.
I'll put that right there. And I want you to know, one day, even if I'm in a coma, I'd love a box of Whitmans. And a sampler.
I'll be there for you to give you the Whitmans.
Who's going to eat that? Well, we're 4 episodes deep into season 4 now. How do you think season 4 so far is comparing to season 3?
Man.
It's darker a little.
It is darker, and, you know, more shall be revealed because I'm a Sopranos. They're all innocent purists. These guys are wonderful people, and nobody sees that in them but me, your old pal Ian.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I went to Warby Parker, and I got a new set of lenses because now I'm seeing things, coming to see it in a different way.
Are you saying that you can see clearly now that the rain is gone?
The rain is gone, and I'm squeegeeing the lenses.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're saying that maybe they're not the innocent that they once were as babes.
I'm going into the Pine Barrens in one car, and I'm leaving in another.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We're on our way to, are we on our way to Roy Rogers?
I mean, we're on our way to somewhere, and I don't think it's good.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, really, I think I like the show so much because it really relates to my life. Every person I love ends up going away.
To hell?
Jesus, Sam. No. to
okay.
witness protection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
These characters that I'm loving are just making it so hard for me to defend them every single fucking week, and bad things are happening and stuff is bubbling to the surface.
But
And
that's the fun, isn't it?
It is, but my characters that I loved are betraying me, specifically Ian Fidance, and I am now scrambling for new favorite characters, which it makes it fun, and I'm finding other things I like in different characters, like Corrado. I love you, Uncle June.
I love that you call June Corrado.
I love him.
Like you're Roberta, his lover.
Yes.
Oh, Corrado.
Yeah. I love him. He's such a fucking silly little guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, and we see him on this episode before we, jump ahead too much, but we see him in the sit down, and when he dresses for the sit down.
He dresses for an audio phone call sit down. And also, again, they're mentioning technology and things that are going on in the real world.
Yeah.
And when I think is it Bobby that gives him the phone? He's like, speak right here. This is the thing the Taliban uses.
I think it's Sil.
Sil.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Bobby would be invited to that sit down.
Yeah.
But I think
Oh,
Sil.
okay,
Yeah. He's like, and then he goes like, yeah, you talk once, you throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so
Yeah, it's like the concept of a burner phone. Like we just saw the mob, because it's not like it's just new for the Soprano family. Let's be honest, is a glorified crew, according to New York.
Yes.
But New York is also like, I don't know if I can trust it. And they're like, don't worry about it. Like, this is the whole mob finding out about burner phones for the first time.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
So
Where did they find about incognito mode on Google?
don't get me started on DuckDuckGo. So
The episode starts out with a fucking bang.
oof, that's when you like some, because I'll tell you, some episodes are more about like the interpersonal drama or character study or
It's a
whatever,
slow burn.
and others are action packed.
Yeah.
and
Some of them are a cigarette. They get lit. Slowly, you enjoy it throughout the episode. This, you're starting out putting a firecracker in your
stick of
mouth.
dynamite.
Stick of dynamite in your mouth. You're lighting it and it's blowing the fuck up.
So we see Johnny at the Johnny Sack is at a bar in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and just an unlucky thing happens. A member of Ralphie's crew
Yep.
is just hanging out at the bar,
Enjoying himself.
enjoying himself,
Laughing.
with the bartender,
Having
laughing
fun.
and scratching, as they
Yep.
say. You know,
Who says that?
my dad says, "We're laughing and scratching." My dad only uses terminology from the 1940s and 50s.
I love it. Between you, me, and the lamppost, I like that phrase.
Hey, just wanted to check and make sure your socks are pulled up. And like, I'll be like, that doesn't mean anything. I'll say it on like the radio or whatever, and he'll call and go like, because at one point the soldier socks were made of wool and there was no elastic in them. And I'm like, I don't need to know all of this. All right, just wanted to make sure your socks are pulled up.
Make sure your empire is strong. What? Well, the Ottoman Empire.
He loves history. So yeah. So this member of Ralphie's crew that we don't even really know, that's how inconsequential he is hanging out at the bar, laughing with the bartender.
You just said it, inconsequential. Because this whole rigmarole
doesn't need to happen.
Is inconsequential. And it's funny how we see that unravel throughout the episode.
Well, yeah, so Johnny obviously still pissed over the remark
Yes.
that Ralphie made about Ginny maybe or maybe not having 95-pound mole removed from her ass.
Mm-hmm.
Ralphie made that joke at a gathering of the Soprano family. Little Paulie told his uncle, Paulie Walnuts, in jail because he thought it was a funny joke.
And jokes are always funnier told secondhand
Well,
when you're not there.
especially when you're telling it to somebody who's in jail.
Yes. You want to let them know you've been having the optimal amount of fun without them.
Yeah. And
That's
here's what
the
happened.
Best thing, the first thing you talk to someone who's in jail, you fill them in on all the fun they're missing.
Well, Paulie Walnuts decided to go ahead and tell Johnny Sack what Ralphie had said, and he seems to have created a war because Johnny Sack. Now, my impression is that Johnny Sack sees this member of Ralphie's crew laughing,
Mm-hmm.
and in his paranoid mind, he
Yes.
thinks that guy is laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
This member of Ralphie's crew wasn't even at the dinner.
No.
He couldn't possibly be laughing at the Ginny Sack joke, which, by the way, is not a remarkably funny joke.
No.
It's not a joke that you laugh at later. It's not that funny.
He has to explain it to people multiple times.
He said it on account of the fact that she's overweight.
Meaning her ass is so big, she could have a 90-pound mole removed from it.
I mean, the conversation with Carmine, we'll get to it.
Incredible.
Because it's so goddamn funny.
Incredible.
But the guy leaves. The member of Ralph's crew leaves because he senses that
something's weird.
This is weird. I'm going to get out of here. Johnny Sack, who's an underboss, he's a big guy, not just a made guy, like a top guy, follows him into the parking lot, beats the shit out of him until he's unconscious.
And then he goes, "Scumbag, you want a drink? Here's a drink," and pisses in his mouth.
He beats a man unconscious and pisses on him.
Yeah.
Because he's so pit now.
That's like me making a joke at a comedy club and then an audience member getting beat up because they laughed at it.
Let me ask you.
Because they can't get to me.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Karen Feehan were to make a joke about your very own Carmela. Would you
beat the shit out of her podcast co-host? Yeah, I would.
Piss on him?
Piss on him.
Right outside the stand?
Right outside the stand. That's right. And then I'd tell my car I fell. And I got blood all over me, but no cuts on the jacket.
What is this, the third degree?
Yeah. What is this, an inquisition?
Yeah, that's what he said,
an
inquisition.
Yeah. And it's funny because the whole show, my karm has been like, I love Johnny Sack. He's such a sweetheart. I love him. So I've been kind of like rooting for him. Like, yeah, he's a good guy. And then I'm like, wait, no, he's like a dickhead sneak. And the only reason my karm likes him is because he sticks up for his wife.
Because he doesn't cheat on his wife and he sticks up for her.
Yeah.
And maybe this is very telling about your karm, that she wants somebody that will go apeshit psycho for her.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, I'm the motherfucking fucking one.
I've heard.
So, you know.
I have heard.
You know why I don't got the brass knucks with me?
Why?
Or at the cleaners.
You're cleaning them.
I take them to a professional cleaner after I use them on people. And you know why I don't get implicated?
Why is that?
Respect.
By the way,
I pay on time.
You know a comedian named Mike Yard?
Yeah.
He was on the show a few weeks ago, and he answered some of this stuff. Remember, you always ask, like, how come the cops don't find out about this? How come the cops don't find out about that? Mike Yard, the comedian, said that when he was a young man, he shot himself in the leg. He was about to kill somebody, and instead of killing, he shot himself in the leg. He said he's lucky he did that because he would have got in jail for murder. And he said so he went to the hospital, and whenever somebody gets shot, they have to call the cops. And so the cops came, and they were like, "What happened?" He goes, "I don't know. I guess I shot myself in the leg." And they go, "Where's the gun?" And he goes, "I don't know." And they go, "Well, where'd you get the gun?" And he goes, "I don't know." And like he just kept saying, "I don't know," until the cops were like, "Oh, whatever."
Oh,
so
wow.
I mean, because there's just like he's just sitting there. They're like, "Well, where did you put the gun?" He's like, "I panicked. I don't know where it is."
Yeah.
And they go, "Well, where'd you find it?" "I don't know. I found it in a bush or something." I don't
Right.
like just like clearly like there's nothing
Lying.
here.
Yes.
So that
And
stuff does happen.
when people go to the hospital and a crime has been committed, you can give a false name. You can make everything up, and the hospital has to take care of you, and you won't get in trouble.
They can't turn you away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to know. That's good to know. Next time they try to stick me with the bill.
Yeah, that's good to know. Next time the cleaner won't take my knuckles.
Yeah, if we have a third kid, I'm gonna be like, her name is Sarah Connors. What's it to you? Just get the baby out. So Tony has to take care of this.
Yeah.
He's annoyed.
Another headache for Tony.
He goes to see Johnny. What the fuck, Johnny? Yeah. And then
And he's got to let him know. He didn't say it in front of me. Because if he did, I wouldn't stand for that.
Which we saw him. He did. Yeah. It's a lie.
He said it in front of him. He said it in front of everyone. They all laugh.
I do love that Tony's got to act like it's the first time he's hearing this. Yeah. Like,
what?
Oh, no.
No. I can't believe it.
Like, how could Johnny Sack, in the world that he's in,
think Tony wasn't there?
Would take anybody seriously. Like, every single person that he's told that to, all of them have gone, that's horrible. That's disgusting. There's no way any of them think that that's horrible.
No
way. But he's like,
yeah.
What is it? I guess you just have to believe them.
It's nothing sacred anymore.
So he's Tony goes like, oh, I guess I didn't realize, blah blah blah. So then I love that, like, as tension is brought down, he's like, How's he doing?
Yeah.
He's in the ICU.
I'll get him something nice. The wife, kids, lives with his mother. No big deal. This has been bothering me, and I brought it up before. But how in the first season, when Christopher goes and shoots that guy in the bakery, Vito is in the bakery, and he doesn't recognize, doesn't acknowledge, nothing. And then now Vito's in the crew. He's in the office when Ralphie comes in. He goes, you know what that crazy bitch wanted to do? She wanted to peg me and call me a whore. Whole family's fucked up.
That is a scumbag. First of all, yeah, I think we're
Is
just...
that an error on the writer's part and then Vito played a part later? Or is that like...
Yeah, I think that they just wanted to do something with that actor. I don't think he was supposed to be Vito in that scene with Christopher. Okay. And I think that they were just like, fuck it. We'll just throw him in here. Nobody will remember, because what are people going to do? Sit around and do a podcast where they analyze every single scene of every single episode? And we were like, only if it's there. A prima volta.
Oh, hey.
Salud.
You're welcome. Salud.
Oh, yeah. Ralphie going in and doing the thing that he had Janice do to him, and then blaming Janice for what a scumbag move, especially because he does it. And then Tony walks in 1 second later.
Yeah.
Hey!
Again, Ralphie running his mouth, getting in trouble.
Of course, because he can't shut up.
Yeah.
So then Tony, says, Ralphie, you gotta talk to Johnny Sack.
Don't apologize.
Don't apologize. And Ralphie's like, what do I need to apologize? And Tony's like, what do you think this is, Joe Rogan? No, of course you don't apologize. And so Ralphie goes, okay. And they get on the phone with Johnny Sack. And Ralphie goes, it's just more lies. Ralphie goes, I heard about that comment. That's terrible. But I'll tell you this, I would never say that.
Yeah.
This is a man who beat an innocent girl to death. Yeah. And he's like,
this is a man who is responsible for a woman's son being murdered and then leaves her.
I would never say that.
Yeah.
I would never say something so
I'll commit murder. I'll allow people to be murdered, but I would never crack a joke. Yeah. That's above the line.
I'll get pegged and then blame somebody else for it.
Yeah.
I would not say that. 95 pounds?
Yeah.
No. Not me. Never.
But you got to admit, it is a funny joke.
Did I get that from you?
Yeah,
it is funny.
Yeah. Whoever
it's
said
funny.
that is pretty clever.
Say it's not your wife. It's not your wife. Funny?
Funny? I think so.
Pretty good, right? Pretty good. So, while they're on the phone together, Ralphie goes, it wasn't me. And then Johnny goes, but I saw you on camera. And then Ralphie goes, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Oh, there you go. I was going to say, did you catch you in the shower?
Yeah. See, Shorty came in and she caught Ralphie red-handed banging on the bathroom floor.
Yes.
Ian, I want you to picture this. They were both buck naked.
What?
Yeah.
Was there enough room in the bathroom for that 90-pound mole?
The problem was he had forgotten he had given her an extra key.
Also, can we just say... Can we just say a 90-pound mole? It's not a mole. That's a fucking tumor.
It's a human.
Okay?
It's a human.
Yes, and she needs medical attention.
It's a small adult.
Yes.
It's not even a child.
Yes. No, that's an adolescent.
It's triplets.
Yeah.
Triplets that are 6.
Yeah, and that's no laughing matter. This woman needs medical attention. She could probably get her own show on TLC. My 90-pound mole. my 90-pound mole
she's
life.
So fat.
Yes. Dude, the 1,000-pound twins on TLC, they don't even have a 90-pound mole.
They got to
say that.
So Ralphie does end up apologizing.
But why? Why does Ralphie want to apologize? Why does he want to go against Tony right there in front of Tony and apologize?
Well, number one, I think he thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And
Johnny catches him in a thing. And he goes, well, if you didn't say it, why do you want to apologize?
Because Ralphie's not smarter than everybody else. He just thinks he's smarter than everybody else. And he's just, because he tried, in the history of Ralph Cifaretto, he will appease you, and then when he runs out of options, kill you. That's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's just trying to appease him, whatever you want me to say to get this water under the bridge, I'll say it. Like, nothing matters. I have no moral character whatsoever. I will say whatever I have to say to get this to end. And obviously it doesn't work. Tony told him it doesn't work. He doesn't take Tony seriously, though. He doesn't think Tony's a genius. So he apologizes, fucks the whole thing up. Johnny goes, if you didn't say it, why would you apologize?
Yeah.
And then Ralph realizes he screwed up. Tony goes, what did I tell you? As if he's yelling at his child.
Apology.
Yep. And then next thing we know, Johnny
goes to see Carmine.
is trying to sanction a hit, and Carmine is very confused.
Very.
Carmine thinks, first he goes, he fucked your wife?
He fucked her? No.
No, he insulted her.
Worse, he insulted her. There's nothing say. It's all about money. He goes, look, there's millions of dollars in the Esplanade.
Yeah.
He goes, is it all about money anymore?
And then he goes like this, I'll tell you what. I'll fine him. I'll make it hurt. I'll fine him 50.
200.
200. I'll fine him 200. And then he goes, oh,
200 for a joke?
200 for a joke.
What are they, Spotify?
He goes, 200.
Does context mean nothing? Does context mean nothing?
For $1 million, can he fuck her?
Yeah.
And then he goes, he wants to fuck her?
It's so funny.
But, like, it's so funny because, number one, it's like Carmine isn't a confused old man. He just doesn't care enough to pay attention.
Right.
Like, he's like, what? And he told him, get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. And so Johnny Sack goes into business for himself.
Yeah. Johnny goes to put out a hit on Ralph. And then also I love just in this sit down, like you said, when Corrado dresses up for the sit down and then Johnny gets up and leaves and Corrado doesn't know it and he's still talking to Johnny. That is hilarious.
It just shows you how out of touch he is.
Yeah.
Like that Carmine says hello and then Junior goes, who's that, Tony?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that Johnny Sack gets up and leaves and Junior is like, okay. Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Then he says, Johnny? Amazing.
So, it actually shows you how smart Carmine is and why he's the boss of a real family, a real New York family. Because he knows that even though he's told Johnny, we had to sit down, it didn't work out. He told Johnny he's not sanctioning a hit no matter what, it's not going to happen. He knows that there's a good chance that Johnny Sack is going to go into business for himself. And Carmine is a business. I mean, and it is kind of naive, right? When Johnny Sack says, what is everything business? It's almost like Carmine's like, yeah, this is what we do. Like, of course this is all business. And go ahead.
Also, I was going to say, Johnny Sack, Jenny's weight never bothered me, blah, blah, blah. Clearly it does. Clearly you're insecure. Clearly this is more about you than it is because Johnny doesn't have the wife that everyone else has. He doesn't have the attractive, spouse or the hot Kumar, and he is taking out his insecurity on everyone else on this warpath.
Yeah, but I think he also feels like if he's given up all this to be respectful, that he should get that back. That like it's that if he doesn't get any of the fun because he has too much respect for his wife. So if you disrespect his wife, it's like you're disrespecting him. I mean, to be fair to him, if Tony found out that somebody was making fun of Carmela's looks, it would be World War III. It would Tony would be pissed. Don't you think?
Yeah, but it's also there's something to be said about the fact that nobody would.
That's
they
true.
do about Johnny.
That's true. And also, they don't do it to Johnny's face. He shouldn't have found out if it wasn't for stupid Paulie.
Yeah. And what's Paulie's
talk
playing
about
all
insecure.
This? Yeah. What's Paulie's playing all this?
Well, Paulie's stupid too. He doesn't realize that now because of his nonsense, he thinks that because of his nonsense, he's going to get in closer with New York. But because of his nonsense, the guy that he's close to is about to get clipped.
Yeah.
Because Carmine, genius that he is, calls Tony and says, look, which is ironic because it was only last season that Johnny told Tony that you can kill Carmine.
Right.
Now Carmine is telling Tony you can kill Johnny.
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
Hey, good point. From your mouth
Huh?
to God's ears.
Hey.
But it is interesting that even though, like, you know, New York is this great family and New Jersey is a glorified crew, that clearly if you go into New York, there's just as much, if not more, drama going on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean you got
these are-
the underboss is living in New Jersey. You've got guys putting hits out on each other.
These are all just adult babies.
Yes.
These are all just gossipy little children girls. And Johnny Sack, the whole time, I'm not sticking my beak in. Your beak is all the way in.
I told you.
Your beak is in.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen the show many, many times.
Yes.
But I did tell you.
yes.
But this is what happens when you build kind of a world around ego, right? Like you build the world around ego and you're going to get this like nonsense baby behavior.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we end up in a position where both Johnny and Ralphie have hits put out on them. So it looks like we're in this episode going, we could watch both of these characters get killed on
That's
this
what I'm
episode.
thinking. I'm thinking, look, nobody really important has died yet. They usually save it for the end of the season. Are they going to make a move?
But they usually, they usually don't do it at the finale. It's usually later in the season.
right.
But it's usually not the finale. And
So you can
if
see the aftermath.
and if we've learned anything, they will shock us.
Totally.
On a random app.
I'm sitting there waiting for a shock.
Right.
You know, I'm sitting there going, what is going to happen? There is a war going on, and Ralph keeps, jaunting down to Miami, and they find Ralph in Miami, and this guy's going to go get him. And then the Carmine, when he calls Tony, he says nothing, but says everything. I didn't say nothing.
It's Italian without words.
Yeah,
Is
it
the-
is Italian without words. Is there a thing in here on how to call a hit without
Can you give
saying it?
Can you give us one for old time's sake?
Yeah, hey, this show, it leaves a good taste in your mouth because it's delicious. The show, delicious.
I didn't know that's how you said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what? Do me a favor.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Don't tell me how to cook. Oh, fame! I'm hungry. Solo un po'. Just a little bit. Still nothing in here about murder. Oh, what do you know? Tiscano. I'll slit your throat.
Oh my God! Why is that in there?
We just
It's
went
supposed to be a
from,
fun book.
I'm hungry to I'll slit your throat.
Apparently, he's very hungry.
Oh, and there's I'll choke you. I'll twist your neck.
Oh my
I'll
God!
break your legs. I'll blind you. Oh my God. I'll smack you in the face. I'll break your knees. I'll put the evil eye on you. Don't get me mad. I'll put you in a meat grinder.
What?
No, I made that up.
Oh, okay. So, both hits are out.
Uh-huh.
Hits out there on Johnny. Hits out there
Well,
on
it's
Ralphie.
not out on Johnny yet because Tony, first of all, this talk with Carmine, Tony's, and the way the camera zooms in on Tony's face, the camera like twists as he's having this realization that Carmine is saying, yeah, kill Johnny. And he goes, are you saying what I think you're saying? He goes, I didn't say nothing. And then Tony says something. He goes, I appreciate your thoughts. I didn't say nothing.
Right. Not saying something is saying enough.
Yeah.
And they go to, the weirdest.
They go to a
Group of
haunted
hitmen,
house
yeah.
in Rhode Island because Corrado tells Tony where to go. And he's talking about a time when things were very different with the Atwell Avenue boys. Back in the day, Lou DiMaggio. Well, that's Junior who tells him about this guy, right?
Yeah.
Or who tells him the story about Lou DiMaggio?
Well, isn't it the guy in the house that tells the Lou DiMaggio story? Or no?
No. Someone tells that about Lou DiMaggio. His name was like Lou Fontilla.
Right.
But they called him DiMaggio after they saw what he did to
That's
him with
right.
the bat.
That's right.
And also they go to the door and Christopher, they're like, what is this? And Christopher goes, maybe we should go ninja style. Christopher, what? What?
Christopher's a moron.
Yeah.
So when you're seeing this, do you think we're going to see Ralphie get killed. B, we're going to see Johnny get killed. C, they're both going to get killed. Or D, neither one of them are going to get killed.
I'm watching this and I'm thinking they're both going to get killed in a way that's like, when you see two fighters punch each other once they both get knocked out?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that cinematically, the way it's going to go is you're going to look at something happen where like you see the barrel of a gun and you think it's Ralphie getting hit and it turns out to be Johnny. And then like when the body falls, it's Ralphie's body or some sort of cinematic twisted way that is just a shock to your system. And then you see these Atwell Avenue boys and you're like, what the fuck freak show is this?
Like, there's no way that those guys are killing Johnny Sack.
No, I mean, like, how do Syl and Christopher leave with confidence?
I mean, I guess they're just like, well, we did what we were supposed to do. Junior said, like, they got vouched for. They said they're good.
Yeah, but the guy's putting in an oxygen tank. The other guy's blind. I mean, these three stooges, how the fuck are they going to do this?
Well, they don't have to, luckily, and we don't see anything cinematic, and it's not going to be cinematic.
Yeah.
We don't see anything cinematic. We don't see anything. Instead, Johnny Sack forgets something at home real quick.
Yes.
And finds Ginny in the basement.
Poor Ginny Gin.
Her blood sugar was low.
Oh.
And she had to look at her box of candy.
In the basement. On her knees, just head in a trough.
She wanted some Twix. She had Twix and candy bars in there and just was eating. She was so hungry. And Johnny, in that moment, Johnny realizes, number one, you've been lying to me. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I could have had to? He gets so mad because he didn't, because like his whole world was turned upside down over something that wasn't true. But I think the bigger picture, in the sense that like the premise in his head was that all this is happening because Ginny's working so hard to get her weight down.
Right.
But she's not getting her weight down. By the way, when he has to explain that to Carmine too, he said it on account of her ass is so big. Yeah. But when he realizes that she's not working, that she is cheating on her diet, she's not working as hard as he thinks she is, I think that that's the excuse that he needed to realize that he's dug in way too far. Like,
right.
Because he couldn't, once he started digging, he couldn't stop unless he had a real reason to stop. And he there was no, like, between Ralphie apologizing, between...
Well, it was like his pride. He couldn't just... and
nobody took him seriously.
Yeah.
Everybody valued Ralphie's money over this thing. So, like, he just kept digging deeper and deeper. And I think that once he saw her with the candy, not only was he upset about the candy, I don't even think he's really that upset about the candy. I think it was more like that was the reason he needed to pull out completely and call off the hit on Ralphie. And then the hit on him is called off. And nobody does.
We see the hit on Ralphie get called off, but how does the hit on Johnny get cut off?
Maybe it just doesn't. Maybe they just don't go through it. Like maybe the confirmation call isn't made or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it was icy and the wheelchair couldn't get down the street, Or maybe the guy had a stroke lifting up a baseball bat because he's hooked up to fucking oxygen.
Do you think after this things are done? Like, do you think things are going to cool off between Ralphie and Tony? Meaning, like, do you think things are going to cool off between Johnny and Ralphie and Tony? Because it's not just Johnny and Ralphie. Ralphie's with Tony. So he's going to catch some of that shrapnel. Do you think that Johnny is actually letting it go and bygones be bygones? Or do you think that this is going to keep kind of haunting?
I mean, how do you just let that go, that you're going to put a hit out on someone and deal with the ramifications from your boss and the implications of what'll happen in this, two-family war that you're starting over a mole on your wife's ass? Like, how do you just let that go?
Speaking of moles... Do you think that the bigger story is the mole in the Soprano family? Do you think the bigger story is the fact that this story got out in general?
Well, it doesn't seem to be like a big thing that they're concerned about. And, they keep asking Johnny and he's not saying anything, but they're, and also, again, back to Chris being a moron, Tony is talking to him at the Bing. Or is it Satriel's where they have the pool table? Where do they have a pool table? At the Bing, right?
At the Bing. The pool table's at the Bing,
Yeah. and he asks Chris what his opinion is, and Christopher's like, could be anybody, and then just goes back to shooting pool. You know,
I got no spleen, Gene.
I got no spleen, Gene. About fucking time. Heroin.
Just an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, do you think that this is just going to be dropped, or do you think there are going to be ramifications? Like, do you think?
I think the bad blood between Johnny and Ralphie is going to get dropped because money cures all. They're going to make money off the Esplanade. The whole reason why Johnny was going to get killed was because he was getting in the way of money. They only care about money. So money will fix that leaky faucet, but the real leak, I think, has to be investigated. And again, I go back to Paulie. What the fuck is his play? He's just sitting in a jail cell, you know, trying to play master of puppets in the background, turning.
And it's like, you can't play Metallica in jail, Paulie.
No,
Stop it.
you can't. Master of puppets is on your dreams.
Well, do you think that? Do you think this is going to cost Paulie later? Like, well, he's going to get out of jail. He's not a minor.
They
firearms
got to
charge.
figure. I mean, where else could it come from? Who else could have told Johnny about that joke?
So, what do you think happens to Paulie?
I mean, dude, it's not looking good for Paulie. Paulie is really just acting out of turn, going to Johnny, sucking up to Johnny. Is he thinking about moving crews? Is he thinking about turning his back on Tony and their history? All for what?
After all this, do you think that Johnny could even take Paulie?
No, because Paulie is showing his ass to both crews.
And in a way...
And he's not doing his time. He's not doing his time like a man.
And in a way, Johnny is indebted to Tony. Not like literally, but like in the sense that like he caused a lot of shit with this whole Ginny thing that eventually he had to just be like, okay, bygones be bygones.
Right.
Like for him to take Paulie after this would be like, whoa, I thought you just said we were cool. Like that's a shot.
Right.
For you to take one of my guys like that. Unless Paulie can work something out. But clearly, I mean, I don't think so far he's shown himself to be a great craftsman when it comes to deals.
Right. No, I mean, he's...
Do you think Paulie's... You think Paulie's on the pussy train?
Well, Paulie's putting the nuts in walnuts. He's acting a little nuts. And,
he's not an FBI informant, but he's still running his lips.
Right.
Do you think he might be joining Big Mouth Billy, is my question to you.
I don't know. Well, my question to you is, I know, like, made men are not to be laid hands on, but how do you teach a guy like that a lesson? Like,
well,
is that a thing where you can beat the shit out of someone in your own crew to, like, get them on the straight and narrow? Or, like, how do you address that?
I don't think you can beat the shit out of somebody on your own crew. I think you can kill them or fine them.
Tax them. But, like, I don't think you can beat them up. I think you can kill them. That's why it wasn't like, I'm going to go kick the... Like, they never said, I'm going to kick the shit out of Ralphie. Well,
I'm going to kill Ralphie. Like, you have to kill
Right,
them.
but what would happen if a guy in prison beats the shit out of Paulie or, like, stabs him and they're like, keep your fucking mouth shut? And that sends a message so they're not specifically doing it themselves?
No, because then Paulie would know where that's coming from. And, like, you can't...
Yeah, but shouldn't Paulie know?
No.
So he reins it back?
No, because you can't. That's not how the... Because then he would know that a cardinal sin was broken. You put your hands on a made guy. Like, you can't... That's why you have to kill them. Like, you can kill them. You know, I mean, we've seen hits be made okay and everything. So, yeah, I mean, if they wanted to punish Paulie for this, you know, if they find out it's Paulie, you would either fine him, which seems, you know, ineffective, or he joins witness protection.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to kill him over this?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
You can't see The Sopranos without Paulie Walnuts.
No.
Right.
No. I can't see Sopranos without...
Could you see this during season 2? Could you have seen The Sopranos without Big Pussy?
Yeah, because he was an informant. So you know something was going to happen
after season 1.
That. I mean, I thought after season 1 it was just going to be a show about a big happy family enjoying each other.
You know, that's a great point.
And it was going to be, you know, everybody living in Jersey, moving to a gated community, having Sunday sauce, poker nights.
Season 1, you were very naive. Yeah, no, I forgot about that.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Well, speaking of a big happy family, the other, you know, There's a couple of things going on here. Meadow, first of all, is taking up law.
Yes.
It looks like she's going into that field where she's, starting to care more about the less fortunate. I think
Advocacy.
maybe
yes.
advocacy, maybe a guilty conscience over what she knows has occurred
About her family,
about her
right?
family and everything. Meets Melfi's therapist's daughter. You know, that connection's kind of fun.
My question is, so there's this run-in in the parking garage.
With Peter Bogdanovich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, the late Peter Bogdanovich.
King.
And Tony is walking. Bogdanovich is in the car, and they kind of have this interaction. And then Melfi is in the office with her therapist, and they're talking about it. And he mentions there was this big Bluto character, and he wouldn't get out of the way. He might have been a parent or a repairman. And I thought it was so genius that he goes, enough about him. Back to you. And they were talking about her and Tony. And it's all about Tony
Everything.
all the time. But my question is, does he know that that's Tony, or is that just some guy to him?
Well, it's a good question because he didn't get a good look at him. The headlights are on and everything. He's obviously a known guy. Like he's a celeb. Like he's like John Gotti.
Right.
Like he's a known criminal figure. I mean, I don't know. I guess not. I felt more like how you took it, where it's like it's just more about Tony's the insidious way that Tony infects people's lives.
Yeah.
Even in such a kind of, I don't know if ubiquitous is the right word, but just such a non-event as like just a simple confrontation in the parking lot, that he has now haunted this guy's soul. That the question, what am I, a toxic person? Yes. Like any interaction that people have with you is an infection.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, that's how I took it. You know, I would find it weird that he wouldn't know that was Tony Soprano, but
So
you
then
know,
when
he only
he goes,
saw his face for a second.
when he goes, enough about him, back to you, is that him protecting Melfi in that space to not talk about Tony? Because they're already talking about Tony. So if he knows, is that why he's not revealing that he knew it was Tony?
I don't think he knew
either.
I don't think he knew it was Tony.
I don't think he knew
I think
either.
it's weird that he didn't know it was Tony, but I don't think he knew it was Tony. We also see, okay, this is an interesting storyline with Carmela and her insecurity with money.
Right.
And the fact that she wants to invest.
Yes.
She's got her cousin over the house. Her cousin obviously gets a kick out of Tony. We know what happens when Tony gets involved, even if they're close to him, with square people's finances. You know, like when Davy's business got involved and everything.
Right.
Do you worry at all about Carmela's cousin getting involved with Tony? Because let's say Tony was to invest in some stock or something with him.
And it didn't work out.
It doesn't work for Tony, does it?
Right.
Are you worried?
Not until you said that.
How do you feel now?
I'm scared.
Very scared?
Very.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight.
You like him. You like the guy. He seems like a nice kid.
Yeah.
He's getting
Nice
involved.
guy.
Is there a possibility that Carmela does not know that she has led her own cousin to slaughter?
Maybe, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think what's interesting is that Tony doesn't sign the
the insurance, the life insurance thing, because he wants to float like a butterfly. Like,
yeah, what is that?
That's just Tony, I feel like, you know, they're like billionaires that don't like the idea of dying and want to take everything with them. Like can't live with the idea of somebody else getting their stuff when
Jackie
they die.
Chan is doing that with his son. He's donating all his money and saying he wants his son to earn his way
What
through
a
life.
fuckface.
Right?
What an asshole.
Yeah.
Like generational wealth is the point of all of this.
Yeah. To take care of your family.
It's such an ego move.
Yeah.
To not use the money to take care of your family. Like if you have a kid who you're like, Well,
Can't you teach them that lesson in life?
That's it.
Rather than they learn it in death.
like, don't raise a shithead then. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't want to leave my kid all this money because he'll be a shithead. Or just don't raise one.
Yeah.
Maybe raise a good person who can handle
Totally.
finances because of the world. What, you're just a magician? You're just such an angel on earth that you can handle this, but your offspring can't?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but the bigger Carmela story here.
yes, this is a lot, and you've mentioned it before about Carm is the Britney Spears of the show because she's not that innocent. And I see this and I go, "Whoa, baby! I just got hit one more time."
Look, anytime a handsome Italian man shows Carmela 2 seconds of attention, Carmela slips off her chair. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, clean up aisle Carm.
It's
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah.
But the reason because we've seen in previous episodes, Furio comes over, Carmela fixes her hair, Carmela's
she
doing
brings
this.
it up to her friends.
Yeah. But what we see in this episode for the first time is Furio is hitting her back a little bit.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Little
That's
bit.
dangerous, especially as there's Furio's whole purpose in life is his robotic loyalty
Yes.
to Tony. Like, that's why Tony loves him so much. And not only do we see Furio, like, keeping eyes on Carmela. You know what I mean? When you're talking to somebody and you maintain eye contact for just, like, a little too long.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's so creepy.
What? No.
So creepy. I don't like it.
No, I was just talking about a show.
I hated it.
What are you talking about?
I hated it.
No, you hated that scene?
I hated this scene.
What scene?
I can't do it.
What's the matter? He's engaging you.
So,
Can I honestly tell you something? I'm trying to add on to my apartment, and I just want my mom to have some place to stay when she visits. Do you know anything about that?
I think that is so great.
Come on, you're getting into real estate. You can come over and take a look.
Yeah. Oh, would you come over and take a look?
Yeah.
That would be great.
And then what do you know? She goes over and he's like,
And by the way, a poor, like, you want to this is how not
Dude.
innocent Carmela is. You want to traumatize a child, use them as a pawn to relieve yourself
Of
your
guilt.
guilt.
that was so sad.
Why
It
do
just
I have to come?
Yeah. AJ.
Shut up, AJ.
Yeah. AJ just sitting there waiting, just standing here. Want to go to the bathroom, and she's just in la la land. But I have my son here, so nothing bad could happen.
Yeah,
you know?
it's totally
And
like,
then Furio with his little story, he's like, anytime I smell olive oil, I think of home. So sometimes I smell olive, make me cry. One day I
Carmela-
hope to stomp my own olive.
Carmela is such she's just such garbage. Like, she's such a
Dude.
Jersey trash mark. Like, just sitting there buying all that. Like,
Will you stop them for me?
oh,
Yeah.
Carmela, like,
Yeah.
get a hold of yourself.
She's
woman.
not even a real estate agent. She's like, I'll talk to him about the lien.
You're better than this, Carm.
Yeah.
You're better than this. And then, of course, she's gonna stop everything to make sure she's there for the housewarming party.
Dude.
And that dance with the Italian song.
Her smile looked like it was hurting her face. She looked like the Joker, Jack Nicholson.
And then, as if it wasn't bad enough,
Oh.
we get to take. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Tony is just straight up not even paying attention.
He could give two fucks.
He could give two fucking fucks of his wife being swept off her feet
Hey.
in front of everyone.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And he's just like whispering, talking, and Carm is, attention, big nose, woo. And then Meadow sees it, and they all kind of see it. And, Tony doesn't even fucking realize.
No, and then when Tony does get lucky, we get to.
That was my question. Why is he all over her at the end of the episode?
He likes to fuck. He's got a fucking problem.
Yeah, but
He's just.
I like bad bitches. That's my motherfucking problem. But what about Tony?
I
You think he wanted to fuck?
he was having a moment of romance with his wife,
Or do you
he's
think
been
that he
better.
started thinking about the trust and not wanting her to leave him and that stuff.
I mean, I don't know that I would go that deep with Tony. I
Mhm.
can't give him that much of a benefit of a doubt, but I think that he's been trying this season
Mhm.
to find the love in his wife again.
Mhm.
And, I think that that's going on. And then we start to see the roles reverse because the song starts playing in Carmela's head again. And she's
Oh,
thinking
dude.
about getting dicked by Furio.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well,
if his
Tony's
nose
on
is
top
that
of
big,
her.
how big's his fucking schlong?
That's what she's thinking right
Yeah.
now.
Uh-huh.
And let me tell
She
you
wants
something.
her pussy to get stomped out like one of them fucking grapes.
You know it. And,
Yeah.
and the amount of mental gymnastics it takes to convince yourself that it's Furio on top of you and not Tony Soprano, those are not similar body types.
No. And the music is playing, and she's like, the music's too loud. It's Meadow's fault. And then I wonder if Meadow was like playing that music on purpose. It was like a fuck you.
No, what? That's so
What?
weird. Why? No.
Oh.
Like, this is a guy you want to fuck, Mom.
I got you.
That's,
You've been punked.
that's such a weird.
Well, Punked was a fun show at the time. Maybe that's a nod to the culture of the time.
So if you were growing up
Uh-huh.
and you were like, oh, I think my mom wants to have sex with that guy she's dancing with.
Uh-huh.
When you got home,
Yes.
you would play the song that your mom was dancing with to like tease her about wanting to have sex with
Yeah,
the
and
guy.
I jump in and be like, I got you.
Sideways Von Dutch hat on.
Yeah. Dax Shepard would be like, yeah, look at me. I'm Dax. These rules.
Love this guy.
Yeah. Well, I thought that the music was the soundtrack to the show, and then
I did
it's
too.
revealed that
I did
it's
too.
actually Meadow playing the music. She shuts it down to try to get in the moment, and then the music comes again, and she's just
So does
lost
she.
in
Salud.
That was a drink of laughter and goodness.
So, look, I love talking about potential dangers.
Yes.
I pointed out 3 of them on this show. We talked about Paulie,
Uh-huh.
talked about the investments.
Yes. And now, Furio.
How do you see this going for Furio?
Well, first of all, were they in like the basement of his house, the living room? Like, what
I thought
was
that was-
the setup of that house?
I thought it was like a ranch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
just pushed everything aside
it was an
for
open
his little like dance
was an
competition.
open concept.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
That's the way I took it. Not a lot of furniture. It's a new
Uh-huh.
house.
Yeah, he's a bachelor.
Yes, he just came from the motherland.
Yeah.
Um.
I don't know. I mean, I think Furio, he's, putting his hand a little close to the flame, but I also think Tony is so preoccupied with himself and his own life. He's not even going to notice.
You think Furio's going to be able to fuck Carmela and Tony's not going to notice?
I'd like to think Carmela doesn't. Carmela likes to edge. Carmela loves edging. I think she's just going to edge. But not.
Does Furio strike you as a guy who allows edging? Because here's the problem. As of
I don't know if
episode
Furio's
4,
going to move into her garage.
it's called The Wait
Uh-huh.
mainly because of Ginny Sack. But
Oh, I thought it
there's
was because Tony was so fat on top of Carm.
a lot of large people.
Yeah, they should
But-
call it the mole.
But yeah, multiple moles.
Multisanti moles.
But look, my problem here is that Furio
Mm-hmm.
is feeling back. It's not one-sided anymore.
Yeah.
And Furio is a man of action.
Mm.
Are we in trouble?
The heart wants what the heart wants. What if
Yeah, but the heart wants to keep beating, and it ain't if he fucks the
Yeah.
boss's wife.
would Tony be all right with Carm having a Gumar?
No, why? No.
Oh.
Why would Tony be all right with Carm having sex with other men?
Well, you can't do as I say, not as I do my whole life.
Yes, you can. What part of Tony's lifestyle makes you think that he's like down with like swinging and
I don't know,
weird?
maybe like when they're older, they get into it and they'll be one of those couples you'd watch on Real Sex when you were younger,
Well, I used to run
Yeah.
the Bergen County Mob, and now.
Yeah. They're at like a couple's naked retreat.
So you think there's a world where
Uh-huh.
maybe because Tony has had girlfriends on the side,
Yeah.
he'd be cool with Furio having sex with his wife.
If the show is made today, yes.
That a mob boss wouldn't mind their capo having sex with his wife. Not everybody lives in finance world, okay?
I wouldn't be okay with it.
Look,
I'm saying, but if he's doing it, you know, he should have some compassion for Carm.
Does Carm seem okay with Tony having Gumars?
And that's the lesson.
Boom.
None of them should.
Boom. Well, look.
That was a little bit of chess, wasn't it?
I can't wait. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I can't wait.
Neither do I.
I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Who are you most worried about right now? Episode 4, season 4, we come to the conclusion, shit happens, maybe nothing will happen to anybody. But is there anybody that you're worried, like season 4, maybe their last season, or maybe not? I mean, is there anybody that you're looking at going like, oh boy, this could be bad?
I mean, Ralphie, there are always problems with Ralphie.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I go back to he is
Survived season 3.
He's such a likable character on the show with how unlikable he is. You know, like he's always showing up. He earns him money. I don't, maybe that would be building him up as this character that is involved in everything. Everything's swirling around him. He's got his hand in, you know, this pot, this one. And then for him to die would be like jaw dropping. But I mean, I go back to Paulie. Like, they got to find this out at some point, and I don't know what's going to happen with him and what his excuse is going to be. I mean, he's in jail and away from things for too long to not pop back up and be a part of this story somehow.
Well, the reason that you don't know is because it is your Prima Volta, and that's
It
why
is.
we're doing the show. We appreciate all you commentatores leaving
Yes.
comments, hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, turning all the alerts on, being with us every Thursday as we drop new episodes here at youtube.com/notsam. I want you to make sure that you go back and watch any episodes that you've missed. If this is the first time you're checking this out, then watch along with us. You know what I mean? And have some fun. Even if you've never seen the show before, it can also be your Prima Volta.
Yes.
And
Have a Prima Volta with us.
have a Prima Volta.
Have a
with us.
Sunday sauce. The
Yes.
episodes come out on Thursday, but Sunday's a great day to sit down with the family, whoever that is.
The family and the family.
Yeah.
And until next time, you can make sure it's your Sopranos Prima Volta.
Grazie, commendatore. Delicious.